Good morning, Junior 1. Yesterday we talked about story. Every story has three things. Number 1, characters. The meaning of characters, the people or animal in the story. We ask about character with who. Number 2, setting. Setting is a place of this story. We ask about place with what, with where. Number 3, events. We ask about event with what happened in this story. When I tell the story to my friends or my family, I communicate with my family. What's the meaning of communicate? Communicate means to share ideas or information with others. What's the meaning of communicate again? To share ideas with others. To share ideas with others. Storytelling is from communication. I can tell my friend my story or any story. Story has 3 parts. Number 1, beginning. Number 2, middle. Number 3, end. Beginning is a start of this story, and beginning must has 2 things. Number 1, setting and characters. Like this story, Mary went to the garden. Mary is a character of this story, and the garden is a setting of this story. Number 2, the middle, event in this story or what happened in this story in this middle. Number 1 from this event is she was collecting flowers. Mary collected these flowers. The event number 2 is suddenly she saw a spider. Suddenly she saw a spider here. Number 3, Mary was scared. Mary was very scared from this spider. At the end of this story, and Mary ran away, or she ran away from this spider. So every story has 3 parts. Number 1, beginning. Number 2, middle. Number 3, end. At this page we do what? We order this story. We order the story and we read the story. Sarah is hungry. She decided to bake a cake. She decided to bake a cake with her friends. First, Sarah gets these ingredients. Look at this picture. Sarah get these ingredients. So this number 1. Next, Sarah mixes these ingredients with other. Sarah use what? Sarah use a mixer. So this what? It's number 2. Then Sarah put these ingredients in the pan. So this number what? This number 3. Sarah puts the pan in the oven. So this number 4. The cake smells delicious as it bakes. Sarah hears the timer ding. The timer of oven do 10. So when Sarah hears this timer, he stops the oven. The cake is done. Sarah eats the cake with her friends. Yum! This number what? This number 5. So we make what here? We order the story and we can cut this picture and put them here. We can also order the story without picture. We read the sentence number 1. Wael threw a ball for his dog. The dog picked up the orange. The dog dropped the orange and chased the ball. Wael bought an orange at the store. Wael dropped the orange in the street. What is the event number 1? Yes, Wael bought an orange at the store. This is number 1. Yes. Number 2. Wael dropped the orange in the street. This is number 2. Number 3. The dog picked up the orange. Number 4. Wael threw a ball for his dog. The last one is what? The dog dropped the orange and chased the ball, and Wael gets the orange from the dog. Now we create our story. The first thing that we can do it is my favorite place. My favorite place is a setting of this story. I can choose any setting like garden, like school, like street. The second page is my main character. I can choose any character like people or any animals that I can choose it. At the second page is my story beginning. Beginning must have two things. Character and setting. I can draw character and setting in this circle. The next one is middle of story, at the end of this story. The last page is my story end. My story ends with what? So we listen to a story here that we can help me to make our story.
The Tortoise and the Hare. Once there lived in a forest a hare. The hare was very proud of his speed. In the same forest, there lived a tortoise. One day, the hare made fun of the tortoise for his slow speed. The hare challenged the tortoise to have a race with him. The tortoise accepted the challenge. The day of the race arrived. The other animals in the jungle were there to cheer them. The race started at the fixed time. The hare ran very fast. The tortoise was left much behind. The hare stopped to take rest under a tree. He fell asleep. As for the tortoise, he constantly moved along at his slow pace and overtook the sleeping hare. The hare woke up and ran as fast as he could, but he was too late, as the tortoise had reached the winning post and won the race. Slow and steady wins the race.
This story helps us to draw things here. The place of our story is what? Is garden. I can draw here a garden. And I can draw my main character. My main character is what? Is a hare or a rabbit. I can complete this drawing. The next page is my story beginning. My story beginning with what? my story beginning with a race between a rabbit and tortoise. So I can draw rabbit and tortoise, make a race here. My story middle, I can draw that rabbit sleep under a tree. Here, rabbit sleep under what? Under a tree, and the tortoise run to the winning race. At the event number 2, the tortoise reached to the race, and the rabbit still sleep under this tree. Okay, at the end of this story, the tortoise is a winner. He won this race. And reached first to the end. This what is a tortoise. You can draw it, and the tortoise is a winner.